Okay, quick intro for those of you that couldn't make it live. Welcome to the Color and Style Updates class, and we are getting started by talking about the color of the year, which is Pantone's Cloud Dancer. So, their description for Cloud Dancer is with its expansive presence, Cloud Dancer invites a space where function and feeling intertwine to build atmospheres of serenity and spaciousness. It provides a refuge of visual cleanliness and inspires well-being and lightness. So there were so many strong feelings about about this color. I wasn't floored by any way, shape, or imagine. I'm like, oh, this is white. This is kind of boring, but it is what it is. And guess what? We're 4 months into the year. We only have 8 more months to deal with this color being so boring as the color of the year. But you will see there is another, I would call it a white that's coming up. So is this white going to work for everyone? This is actually a pretty bright white. So if you know the color seasons, and you know what you are, this would be more of a winter color than the other seasons. However, each of the seasons, meaning every single person in the world, has a white or an off-white that's going to work for them. If you are a person with warmer undertones, you would certainly go with a little more of a creamy shade. If you have cool undertones and are a winter, this one would work. Or if you're a summer, I would do a softer version of this. So the makeup option here that really harmonizes well with this color is Diamond Liquid Eyeshadow, which I will say is beautiful, but it is a very dramatic look. And you have to be pretty skilled at putting it on. But if you are into a dramatic eye look, that is a good one. Okay, so let's go to, so this is the first group. So the standouts. They're the 10 colors that are really what Pantone is considering accent color. So the standouts. And the first one is, I do not know how to say this. I am just totally guessing, but acacia is how I would say it. Acacia. Acacia is a green infused yellow that provides a burst of color for the spring and summer season. So, guess what? This is not going to work for everyone. Sad to say. It is definitely a color that is on the warmer side, so it would really look best on a spring or an autumn. And if you do not know what your season is, you have got to come see me for a color analysis because I will enlighten you. But the people that do know their season, you should know if you are a spring or an autumn, this color would work for you. So, on first glance, I would say it's definitely a brighter color. At least this outfit on her is. So, it to me would lend more of towards the spring, but a duller version of this color would work for an autumn. Like this is a little bit more dull over here. This is definitely more of the spring realm over here. And then one of the makeups that harmonizes well with this is Banana Cream eyeshadow. This is definitely more of a neutral yellow, but it certainly would harmonize with this. Okay, and let's see what I wanted to say about this. Oh, so let's talk a little bit about what she's wearing. So, shorter jackets are definitely in this season, ones that are cropped at the waist. And it really, really works well if you have any curves. So if you have curves in the hip, so meaning if you are, they call it inverted triangle, pear shape, or hourglass, meaning you have hips, this is a perfect style for you. I personally love, love, love crop jackets because I do have hips. And the only people that it necessarily wouldn't work for somebody who's just very, very, very straight, like a rectangle body shape, no curves whatsoever. It's just not going to do as much for those people. Also, if you are petite and have shorter legs, This is great for elongating the legs. So, highly recommend it for anyone with hips or somebody who is petite and wants to lengthen the legs. So, also, this gold handbag really harmonizes. If you are a warm season, gold is really what you should lean to for your metal. Okay. I don't see anything in the chat, so I'm going to keep going. Okay. Our next standout color is Marina. So, Marina is a calming maritime blue, offering a safe mooring. So, I like to call blue one of the friendly colors. So, to me, pretty much anybody could wear this color. My mentor said best for springs, summers, and winters. Yes, I do agree. It's definitely, at least this color is on the bright side. This is a bit duller, but the winter version, I would certainly like to see it be a little bit brighter and deeper. And spring's version of this color, certainly a little bit brighter. I think summers could do this just as is, spot on. It's a little bit hazy, so that would work well. And the makeup, oh, I forgot to say this. The makeup that I'm going to talk about is by Color Me Beautiful, and I am an affiliate and consultant and trainer for Color Me Beautiful. So you'll see a lot of their makeups. And what's great about them is they make makeup by season. So it's pretty easy. If you know your season, you could be like, oh, I'm a summer, and then they'll give you a whole list of summer makeup, etc. So it is great. I'll make sure the website is on linked on this somehow so you guys can check it out and I'll put it in the chat. So let's see, style wise. Oh, so rib knit has definitely been something we've seen last season. So back in the fall when we did this, and maybe even last spring. So also this dress, pretty flattering for everyone because it has more of an A-line. It's not gonna suction cup bodycon your body. So would work well for sure if you have a fuller hip. Also, you'll see now in the stores that scarves are pretty big. There's these little ones that just tie at the neck that I've been seeing a lot, and still larger scarves can work as well. All right, what else did I want to say here? Yeah, so handbag wise, this one definitely on the large side. So I would consider this more of a travel bag, one that would work perfectly as your handheld item for a plane and shove lots of stuff in there. I have seen a lot of these lately, but again, I would consider the context to me, this is a little too big for, a date night. You can definitely stick with the clutch size if for a date night, but business meetings, when you have to bring your laptop, etc., this would work really well. Also, when you're traveling, this would be great. I hear background noise. Can somebody, whoever that is, just mute? Oh, okay, thank you. All right, resume. Okay, so our next color is musk melon. So, musk melon is a sweetly fragrant orange that brims with vitality. And you may already guess this, but this is definitely a warmer color. To me, it does sound like its name. It looks like a cantaloupe melon to me. And I think this color is absolutely beautiful. However, I cannot wear it personally as a winter. This is definitely for springs and autumns. Wouldn't work so much for cool seasons of summer and winter. So I think this dress, again, Jill found a very super flattering dress, very simple lines, and it really just shows how beautiful this color is, and it really looks very elegant here. So also just to point out that Color Me Beautiful has a lot of makeup that would harmonize very well with this color. So recently they introduced Golden Hour blush, so a line of cream blushes, and we're going to talk more about that later. And this one is a fan favorite. Lots of my clients like this one. It's called Allspice. This is just a powder blush that's been around for a while. And then there are two lip options, which are Bronze Sugar Lip Lacquer and First Kiss lipstick, which this has a lot of fans as well. Lots of clients are big fans of First Kiss lipstick. Okay. All right. So if you can see me, guess what? I decided to wear this color today, which is Alexandrite. Alexandrite is a quietly glamorous teal, rich in saturation and emotional depth. I always say in these things, when I grow up, I want my job to be writing the descriptions for Pantone because they always crack me up. And some of the names, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, why? What does Alexandrite even mean? Anyway, I love this color. I can't say enough good things about this color. It will work for anyone. I promise. If you buy something in this color, it will just make you look great. It's such a good color because it's complementary to most skin tones, if not all, and it just makes your skin really glow. I always get compliments if I wear this color. So I have a blazer, I have a winter coat, but it will get you compliments. I promise. I've never met anybody that couldn't wear this teal. It is a beautiful one. So it is kind of a basic bright, you would say. This outfit would look just beautiful for a presentation or in the workplace. Love this pantsuit. The silk top definitely adds a lot. One thing I will say, I would not do what she is doing with letting this silk top hang out. I would certainly say tuck that thing in because I don't think it's doing that much of anything for her. And this model probably weighs like 100 pounds. So, like, for myself at least, I do not want this area to be looking all attention seeking. If anything, I want to minimize any attention going towards the belly area. So, by wearing high-waisted pants and tucking this in, to me, that would be much better for most body types. So, clutch handbags, very big this season. They're just wonderful, and you can get them anywhere from small to very large. With handbags, you need to think about scale. So, if you are petite, you do not want to carry a bag that looks like it could eat you. You want something proportionate to your body size. That is the same if you are on the tall side. You wouldn't want a tiny little baby bag. It will make you look taller by comparison. So make sure you are thinking about the size of your accessories, bags, etc. when you purchase them. So then the makeup that harmonizes really well with this color is Seafoam Shimmer Eyeshadow, which is so beautiful, and we will talk about more in some upcoming slides. And I should probably mention too, especially for those joining and watching the replay, at the end, I'm going to do a giveaway that anybody could be part of, but you're only going to know what the giveaway is if you watch till the end. So that's your incentive for staying. Okay. So next standout color is Lava Falls, which it says Lava Falls, viscerally linked to passion. Lava Falls is a dramatic red, rich in intensity. So this red, Jill, my mentor, she says that it is more harmonious with summer and winter. I actually see this more of a color that winters and autumns could share because to me, it is so close to being on the border between an autumn and a winter. And I actually think summers, I mean, it would have to be a very grayed out, dusty version of this, and I just don't see springs in this color at all. So for me, I would say more of a deep autumn, deep winter color, and just some things that are harmonizing with it. Garnet as a stone, ruby. So this is the cut ruby lip liner, which is beautiful. Red velvet lipstick. So this little swatch here. To me, it is much, much deeper than what this swatch is showing. It is closer to this. This is kind of like a muted color of this. So let's talk about the dress. So I've definitely seen drop waist and smock waist happening, and I mean, they're just a really, really hard style to pull off most of the time because if, like myself, you want to minimize this tummy area, it's really just going to draw attention here. So I would say unless you have a very, very straight body shape, this would be something I would avoid. Do, 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 do. The fuller skirt could work. Again, for anybody with a pear-shaped body, it wouldn't be my favorite. This is just drawing a lot of attention to the hips and midsection, so not the best overall. Ba-dum. Oh, also I should mention too, brooches are very in right now. They have kind of been around the last couple seasons. They're not going anywhere. They're just so wonderful. Brooches just give so much interest to an otherwise boring outfit. I would highly encourage you to wear a brooch. Okay. I think that was all I wanted to say about that one. Okay. Dusty Rose. So, you may or may not know this by the name, but Dusty, this really says it all because the dustiest season of all is summer. This color really only works for summers. Dusty Rose, a veil pink, it is evoking a sense of romantic charm. So it is a very lovely color, but only on summers. It's definitely a cooler pink, but I mean, getting very close to neutral. Winters and springs, they are just far too bright of seasons. This would look not good at all on a winter or a spring. Autumns, it's not quite warm enough, so even though it's close, it's not quite there. So, two beautiful blushes that harmonize very well. Soft rose blush, I love this one. It's such a pretty one on a summer, not on the other seasons. And then one of the new cream blushes is called Solstice, so very close. And then her outfit, it's just with this bag, it's very juvenile. I mean, the whole outfit is kind of a juvenile feel, but important to note, textures are going to be very big. They always are, but more so this season, very big. The soft drape of the fabric with the soft ruffles carries this color. So again, it's soft, it's romantic, it's juvenile, as is this outfit. And like we saw in the last one, she has more of the smocking drop waist, which again, proceed with caution. That is a really hard, would be a hard dress for most people to wear. Da, da, da. Okay, next. So I love that they put both of these colors because they are so close, but you can see the subtle difference, and that tea rose is getting warmer than the dusty rose. So you can see it's moving a little bit more towards orange, and that is what kind of pushes it over the edge into the warm seasons. Can you see? Just going back and forth so you can see. So tea rose is a red toned rose whose elegant appearance invites a velvety touch. And so this color is best for the warm seasons of spring and autumn, and it pairs very well with neutrals and even more vibrant colors. So clearly this top is very casual, but if she is a spring or an autumn, it's just gonna look so good on her. And From her hair, it looks like she may be in autumn, but we can't really see up here. So just a guess. So the makeup that harmonizes really well with this is Cedar Rose Blush or Daybreak Blush. All right. Do-do-do-do-do. The Daybreak is the cream blush again. Okay. Amaranth. This is another name where I'm like, what does that even come from? Amaranth. So, amaranth is a cosmopolitan purple hue that displays an aura of mystery and spiritual resonance. So, it's okay. I will say this one I almost disagree too. My mentor says summer and winter. I can see that, but it is a very muted color. So to me, it's almost something autumns could get away with too. And I feel like it is a bit warm. So to me, it could potentially work for autumns as well. Winters would need a much, much clearer and deeper version of this. And I would almost say a little bit cooler. So some of the oh, I should say one of the things that it harmonizes with Blackberry Lip Lift, which if you haven't tried it, is such a wonderful product. It's a personal fave of mine, and it's definitely a fan favorite of many of my clients. So let's talk about her outfit. Definitely a dressy occasion. To me, this is kind of screaming like a summer event, summer garden party, even like a wedding guest outfit. Is probably too jazzy for a mother of the bride dress, but it is very, very elegant. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Okay, and one thing to point out too, which is I don't know if you find it funny or not, but I'm gonna ask in the chat, does anybody know what bag this is or how much this costs? Because the purple is spot on, but I just wonder if anybody knows. Wants to take a stab at what bag this is, or shout it out if you want.
Hermes.
Yes.
I probably said it wrong.
It is. That is correct. We want to take a guess at how much it costs?
Probably like 26 to 31,000.
Very close. So it is indeed Hermes, and it's the Kelly bag, and it is 19,000. A steal at 19,000. No shade on anybody who wants to buy an Hermes bag. I'm pretty sure I will never even get close to wanting to spend that much on a bag, but to each their own. If you want to spend 20 grand on a bag, here you go. Um, anyways, so these jewels, I believe these are amethyst, although Jill didn't put in the presentation, but I think it is amethyst, which would make sense because it's close to the amaranth. I don't know. If anybody knows, put it in chat. Okay. So our next standout is burnt sienna. And burnt sienna is a russet red that inspires us to rediscover the regenerative power of nature. So, burnt sienna is certainly better for our warm undertone seasons of spring and autumn. Again, I think this is such a beautiful color, but as a winter, definitely cannot wear it. But I actually really do like how this outfit is giving kind of a sporty vibe, but also kind of like relaxed. Like she could wear this anywhere. Like also for mom duties on the weekend, like this looks pretty comfortable and relaxing. Like you could go have a day out, go on a picnic, etc. Kind of Bermuda-ish white shorts work well, tennis shoes. It just looks comfy, but also put together. So one makeup that does harmonize very well with this, Spice. Spice actually works for springs and autumns, is a lovely color as well. And if you were wearing something kind of sporty, going out, having fun with your family type thing, this little tote would work very well for all your snacks and kid stuff, etc. All right. Do I want to say any more about that? Nope. Okay. Burnished lilac is a tinged and smoky lavender tone with a perfumed vintage feel. These things kill me. So this color, again, very dusty, which means it's really only going to work for summers. And it's very, very light as well, but certainly on the cool side. And again, I think this is actually a really unique color. I haven't seen anything like this that Pantone's put out for years that I've been doing it. So I think it's really interesting. It has kind of a smoky feel to it, but it still has the lilac. I just think it's beautiful. Okay, so silver lilac eyeshadow. This is a fan fave. People love this one. And it really goes well with the burnished lilac. And then fringe of the purse. That's something we're going to see a lot this season. I've seen suede fringe jackets lately that looked beautiful. And I thought, oh, that's a good look. I actually kind of like that. And halter neckline is pretty in this year, or this season, I should say. Just be careful wearing this. If you have slope shoulders, which clearly this model does not, sloped or kind of narrow or rounded shoulders, or even if you are a pear-shaped body, this would not be one of your best necklines, okay? And if you don't know what necklines suit you best, this is something that we do at a style analysis where I do a face shape analysis, and you get to learn all sorts of things about what necklines suit you best, and you get to try on sample necklines, and it's very fun. So let me know if you haven't done that yet, and we can talk. Okay. So before I get on to the neutrals, any questions about the standout colors so far? Oh, I just saw somebody wrote Hermes. Yes, it was Hermes. Okay. Oh, Allison said amaranth is actually a gluten-free grain. Oh, that's so interesting. And isn't it odd to have a dark red? Yeah, I agree. I'm like, what? Some of these are weird. Alexandra is exceptionally rare, color-changing variety of the gem. Oh, thank you. Pilar loves Marina color. So Alexandrite, that's actually a really good question. Is it more green or blue? It's honestly like green and blue had a baby. So teal is kind of like the love child of green and blue, and it's just such a beautiful color. All right, let me just make sure I got all of them. Okay. And if nobody, oh, I'd love to see what is your favorite? Oh, amaranth is used a lot in Peru. Interesting. What of those colors is your favorite? I'd love to hear. And I'll just review them really fast. So Alexandrite, Muskmelon, Marina, Acacia, Lava Falls, Dusty Rose, Tea Rose, Amaranth, Burnt Sienna, Burnished Lilac. Pilar said Marina and Acacia. Alexandrite, says Allison. Ashley said Marina and Alexandrite. Michelle said Alexandrite. I definitely agree with those that said Alexandrite. I think it's just such a beautiful color. I do love some of the other colors though, but I can't wear all of them. Amina said, love Dusty Rose, have worn it often despite being a deep winter. Whoops. It is a beautiful color. I know. I do actually love some of those colors that I personally can't wear. I love Dusty Rose. I love Tea Rose. I love Burnt Sienna and Burnished Lilac. I actually think they did a really good job this round. But I agree with Allison that that deep red color does feel a little bit off for spring. It's kind of like, that's to me, it definitely feels more fall. But overall, I was not disappointed by these colors. So. I'm going to go back to sharing, making this a little bigger. So we're going to talk, there's six neutrals, so let's get into that. Okay, so coffee bean is a deeply roasted, bold brown with a smoky, chocolatey, and nutty appearance. So there were several colors like this in the fall that were very close. I would say more on the purple side of a brown, but to me, this is very close to what we saw in the fall. And believe it or not, this is a brown that will work for all the seasons. So summer, yours would certainly be lighter version of this. Spring, also lighter and maybe a little bit warmer. Autumns and winters, I would say this color would work for either though, as is. So we do at Color Me Beautiful, we have a couple lip products that would harmonize really well. However, like these two, only a very deep winter or autumn could carry off. Like this would completely overwhelm a summer or a spring, or even, some winters and autumns couldn't handle these, but they are very pretty lip colors. So, coffee bean. Oh, capris. Capris kind of came back in a way last summer, and it's funny because they have mixed reviews. Some people are like, this is just gimmick by all these fashion places to get us to buy capris, and then they're going to be back out of style soon, etc. I'm kind of the same feeling. I actually this season have seen more gauchos out than capris, and I love gauchos, so I bought a pair already. I think they are awesome and more flattering. So this style of capris to me is just kind of similar to a skinny jean where it's not gonna look great on everyone. If you are somebody who likes capris, I would certainly make sure they're more of a straight leg than the skin tight version. This skin tight version will only work for certain body types. Like this, yeah, I just do not see this working for all people. However, capris, gauchos, pedal pushers, etc. are trending right now. Okay. So glasses. Oversized glasses, sunglasses are definitely having a moment. However, I would recommend getting your face shape analysis done before going and buying oversized glasses because they do not work for everyone. Okay? But this would be a pretty flattering color for glasses for most people. And again, with the purse, we're seeing the fringe too, like we said earlier. Okay. So, white onyx. I think this is how we're saying that, onyx. If anybody has another alternate way to pronounce it, let me know. But I think it is white onyx. White onyx is a light transmitting off-white with a soft ethereal glow. So again, gotta love those. Gotta love those Pantone descriptions. So white onyx will actually work for all seasons. So they call it an off-white. I feel like it's more of a soft white leaning towards a warm gray, if that makes sense. And it's okay. To me, this is a color that desperately needs a bright partner. Because if we saw her face, I just don't think this would be a flattering color on its own for anybody. And that goes for basically all grays. If you haven't had a color analysis with me, that is something we talk about during the color analysis. We look at which grays and which whites look best for every person. But even without seeing her face, I feel like this color will wash her out, as will most grays on most people. She would be wiser to add a little scarf with some color or just something up here. Okay. Also, um, this is definitely more of like a velour tracksuit type of look. I don't love these cargo pockets, especially on this style of a pants. I just feel like they are adding bulk in a place where people do not necessarily need bulk. the outer thighs. Like to me, why in the world would they do that? It doesn't look good. It really, to me, detracts from this whole look completely. And it's just bringing down like this top looks fairly elegant for a velour tracksuit. In my opinion, I would much prefer if this was paired with jeans. I would think that look would look 800 billion times better. But I was the other day just trying to think what pants would this actually look good, or sorry, what top would look good with these pants. And I am struggling because I just think they really did something wrong when they added those pockets. And if you like cargo pants, like please just don't get this material in a cargo pant. Cargo pants, they're not bad, they just don't get that material. Okay. Anyway, I have to throw my criticisms in when I can here. Uh, we have a Fitbit that this kind of harmonizes pretty well, or Apple Watch. I'm not actually sure which one it is. This purse is certainly harmonizing well with the color. And then there was no certain makeup that was harmonizing, but this is the packaging that harmonized, which is My Everything Cream, which is a day cream, night cream, eye cream, face cream, and neck cream. It's like four in one. But it's a great one. I personally like it better at night because it's a bit thicker and I usually do more heavy duty moisturizing at night, so to me, better for a night cream. And actually, I was just thinking maybe I kind of rotate the Color Me Beautiful ones, but maybe I should go back to this one. Okay. So, Rhodonite, I think that's how you say that one. Rhodonite. A trusted blue hue, Rhodonite expresses confidence and composure. Guess what? This one will work for all seasons. Yay! And it is honestly so very close to a navy. I would say it's slightly deeper and slightly cooler than just your average navy. Color Me Beautiful does have a couple different navy makeups that look great with it. Eyeliner, Rich Navy eyeliner. This is a huge fan favorite. If you have blue eyes, you really, really should try this eyeliner. It looks great if you have blue eyes. I mean, other eyes can wear it as well, but on blue eyes, I love this. Same with Navy Nightfall eyeshadow. So this one is pretty new for Color Me Beautiful, but it harmonizes so well. And just to give a little bit of an accent color on the outside of the eye is like excellent. And honestly, this to me, this outfit could work for anyone. These jeans with the slit are certainly more of a trendy jean look. So again, like if you if you don't want to experiment with trends, I would probably avoid these jeans just because they could be out next season with these slits here. But this classic style jacket, this would definitely be worth investing in because this style will never go away. That kind of Chanel style jacket, it's going to be around forever. Oh, and again, I wanted to point out it is a little on the shorter side, so a little bit cropped. So great for anybody who is petite or has hips. This would be really good. However, cautious if you are full busted, this jacket would certainly not be your bestie. I would say like those lessened out of us, great, but full chested, not quite as good with this one. And again, kind of the necktie scarf we are seeing. And you could actually add this to this if you wanted a little detail here. All right. Angora. Angora is a soft beige whose message of oh gosh, tactility embraces a silky, fluffy feel. That was a mouthful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Angora, beautiful neutral, but does not work for all seasons. So this certainly is only for our warmer seasons of autumn and spring that it would work for. Very elegant look though, with the cardigan and the silk dress, or maybe it's a skirt underneath. The texture combination is excellent. So Pairing a wool cardigan with a silk shirt, or sorry, skirt, excellent texture pairing. That would look amazing together. Oh, so fringe again we're seeing, but this time with earrings. And this would certainly elevate this look as well. And we have a very elegant, simple purse handbag that will work well as well. The one thing I'm not crazy about with this cardigan, the pocket to me really isn't necessary and it actually detracts from the elegance of the cardigan. So to me, a more of a classic cardigan would be something without a pocket here and it would look more elegant. So just heads up on that. And again, there was no color makeup for this color, but Underglow is a big fan favorite of many of my clients. So Underglow, it's called no makeup makeup, but it will give you a kind of a dewy glow. So if you are somebody who feels like your face has a little bit of a dullness or your dry skin is kind of just making you look dull. This is a miracle product. It will make you have a glow. But if you are like me and more oily, I do not need this. Like, I need the opposite of this, something to mattify. But again, if you need a glow, Underglow. It's great. Okay. Oh, this color is so beautiful. Sycamore is good for all seasons, believe it or not. So it is a deep forest green rooted in the purity of the earth. Sycamore creates a mood of fortitude and elegance. And hooray, it works for all of us. So let's talk about sycamore. I think as it is, this color really works for autumns and winters. I would say for summer, certainly lighten it a bit. It is a bit dark. And springs would need a little bit lighter version of this too, and maybe a little bit brighter. So closer to what this beautiful dress is. But even a little bit lighter, I would say, for springs. And it does work pretty well with this makeup that we have. The Jade Crown Jewel Shimmer Eye Liquid eyeshadow. This again, the liquid eyeshadows, they are very dramatic. And when you put them on, they dry really fast. So I have seen very skilled makeup artists do it and they make it look amazing. But personally, I always find like it's a little too dramatic for me. But still a beautiful color. Okay, and her evening gown. This is something that could look flattering on anyone. It has the ruching here and here, this beautiful draped part over here, and asymmetrical neckline, but I just think it's a very, very elegant look. This actually, how it's making the very angled shape at the neck would be great for angled face shape. So again, if you haven't seen me for that, let me know. We can talk. This necklace would work perfectly well with this as well. And this little clutch has, again, some asymmetrical line to it, so it would match really well with this as well. And next. So this is actually the last of the neutrals, the basic colors, which is sage green. Displaying a soft muted appearance, sage green evokes feelings of balance and relaxation. So, on first glance, to me, this looks like PJs, but actually is something that you can wear when entertaining. So, what you would need to do if you want to have this as an outfit that you're wearing and entertaining in, certainly you're going to need to accessorize. So, adding these earrings would help, adding a necklace or two, adding some, rings, jewels here, a purse, unless you're at your home. Also, heels. That would tip it into, okay, I'm not wearing pajamas. Otherwise, if you leave it as it is, it really does look like pajamas. So, certainly you need to think about adding accessories and shoes to make that appropriate for entertaining. Oh, I forgot to mention. This green, unlike the last green, this would only work for our warm seasons of autumn or yes, autumn and spring. Sorry. Sunlit Sage eyeshadow and Tuscany Palm eyeshadow. These will harmonize with this color as well, the sage green. This is a really, really pretty color. This came out, I think, last year, and it's so pretty. Okay. So guess what? Before we go into skincare, any questions or any favorites of the neutral colors? I'd love to hear. All right, let's see. Love that lip liner. Onyx is black. Yeah, I thought so too. So, I don't know. Onyx, I know. I'm not sure why they named it that way, but lip liner, I'll have to go back and see which one you're talking about, Pilar. Cargo pants feel like more of a street style look. Yeah, often paired with a crew neck or hoodie lately. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I like cargo pants too. I just don't like those with the velour. I no, I don't like that. Angora is a type of cat, soft and fluffy. Ah, the green one. Yes. So the green one was sycamore. So for those, just to review, we had coffee bean, white onyx, rhodonite, angora, sycamore, and sage green. Um, Sycamore, Allison. Sycamore is the dark green. And oh, Pilar, thank you. The coffee bean color, yes, it is very beautiful. Ooh, and the sage green and sycamore. Yes, those are beautiful. I think also last season, I think they did have something close to the rhodonite, which is the navy. I do like that navy though. I think it would work for so many people that it's just great. Okay, so next we're going to go on to skincare. And let me resume. Okay. Oops. So skincare trends for 2026. So in the past, I would say last year, year before, etc., they were all about skin cycling. And with skin cycling, exfoliating was a really big deal. But the trend has reversed a little bit because they thought people were over exfoliating and using too harsh of exfoliants. So now the trend is moving towards gentle exfoliating and building up a skin barrier. You probably have heard that. I've heard that everywhere. So, building up your skin barrier, barrier repair, using enzymes for gentle exfoliation, using peptides, lip care, still very important. Also, getting a lot of fiber is supposed to help, and that means like what you're eating, make sure you have a lot of fiber in there. And again, we're not going to talk too much about eating fiber, but that does help with the health of your skin. Okay. Enzymes. So trends moving towards enzymes as more of a gentle ingredient. So Color Me Beautiful, one of the brands of Color Me Beautiful is Adrienne Arpel, and they use papaya enzymes in their cleanser and toner. And if you see me for a color analysis in person, you know that this is one of my faves. Papaya enzyme cleanser. It's a foaming cleanser, and just you put some in your hand, get the face wet, wash it off, but it's super gentle, as is the toner. The cleanser also helps improve circulation in the face. The toner actually it's alcohol free and it finishes the cleansing process. It helps to remove dead skin cells, and they both smell amazing. So enzymes in general, they help dissolve the bonds between dead skin cells and they leave skin refreshed, energized, and radiant. Okay. So, as opposed to very harsh exfoliation, now the trend is gentle exfoliation. So, Color Me Beautiful has this product, which is Alpha Advanced Elixir, Ageless Elixir, and it is a serum, but it helps with breaking up the bonds that hold dead skin cells together, and you will get maximum cell renewal with this. It has multi-fruit acids in it, weaken the bonds of dead skin cells, like I said. Your skin will appear fresher, smoother, and more youthful. Not useful. Useful and youthful. Okay, also lip exfoliant. This is a sugar exfoliator to put on your lips. So if you have dry lips and you want to kind of get rid of that dead skin, this is what you would go for. And then more of a traditional exfoliant is papaya brightening polish. So again, this is a sugar exfoliant, and sugar is much more gentle than some of the other exfoliants that use nuts, etc. So this is a good one. Okay. All right, lip care beyond the basics. So interestingly, I just learned this. So lips do not have oil glands, so their skin barrier is thinner, and that is why lips are vulnerable to dehydration, environmental stress, and premature aging. Traditional balms only temporarily solve. Also, things like Vaseline, things like that, those are really not doing anything for the health of your lips. They're just kind of like going on top. So not very helpful. This is a product that Color Me Beautiful came out with not too long ago, and I love it. I use this every single day before bed. It is wonderful. It's called Plumping Collagen Lip Enhancement Serum. It's a serum with ceramides and peptides. It supports the natural collagen and look of youthful fullness. It has vegetable collagen and sodium hyaluronate that helps decrease the appearance of lines and wrinkles. And it melts into the lips and gives them the lip look of healthy moisture. And I have many fan faves of this that love this product as well and feel like somebody actually said it gives their lips the look of using filler, but obviously not using filler. So it is a really good one. And then Lip Lift is a product that's been around for a while, extremely popular. And they both contain the product called Maxi Lip, which is a treatment that leaves lips moist and plump. So both are really excellent for giving lips moisture that they need, making them less wrinkled, make them look fuller. They're both really good. Okay. So, Instant Super Serum, this is another fan fave. Like once people start using this, they come back for more all the time. So, what Instant Super Serum has it and does, it creates firmer looking skin. Also, you can use it on your neck too. It has powerful peptides, makes the skin more resilient, and reduces the appearance of fine lines. So, really good overall. It has amazing ingredients in this one: tripeptides, hyaluronate, niacinamide, and squalene. And it retains moisture too. Okay. Oh, and cannot forget about SPF. So, Color Me Beautiful, this actually came out this year, and it is awesome. It is a SPF 30 moisturizer. So, one amazing thing about this, not only is it really great protection from the sun, it's very moisturizing. And it doesn't give you that white cast, like the zinc oxide cast, over your face. So it blends super well. So, really good one. Okay. I feel like I flew through that skincare section, but any questions about any skincare things that you guys saw? I just put in the chat too, if you are curious about any of those, that is the website where you can learn more. And I also attached a little document in the email, and it said all the products talked about, so you have that as well. And I agree, Pilar, they are interesting. Okay, so the last section today is makeup trends. And it's 11:02, so I'm a little over time, but it's gonna go pretty quickly. So, and then I'll have more time at the end. Let's resume. Makeup trends. So, makeup trends for spring 2026. So, there are crazy lash details out there right now. I'm talking like really weird stuff. Like, this isn't even the weirdest of things. Like, ones that are really long, hanging down like hair. I can't even. There's so many strange things. So, not just these fringe lashes, but that is something. And then the no lash look is another. Bold eyeshadow. And this is just individuality, so doing your own thing. We have block brush, which is like this huge blush area, and then draped blush, which just means kind of going from the apple of the cheek up to the temple. This we saw last fall too, but the blurred lips look, which I do not recommend for everyone. In fact, I don't think it's the best look. Maybe, if you're 20 years old, you can get away with it, but everybody 30 and over, I would say no, definitely not. Define lips. Okay. And it says not just about choosing maximalist or minimalist, but what you feel most confident about that expresses your individuality. Okay. You may have heard of this, and I think we may have talked about this in the fall too, is cloud skin, but we're just saying soft, luminous, velvet, or cloud skin. And it's kind of a mix between a matte look and a very radiant, glowy look. So this we did already talk about. Underglow, start with a primer to give you a glow. So clearly she has a lot of glow. And then after you have your underglow on, using a foundation to complete the look and have that kind of flawless face. And I should say too, the Moisture Complex, this one has aloe in it, so it's really good for your skin, in addition to being a good foundation. I love this stuff. Okay, let me catch up to Megan here. Okay, so when you're finishing the natural kind of look, these concealers are the best. They are awesome. I love the doe foot applicator. But really, you just want to use these minimally. You don't want to put them everywhere. So, places where there's shadows or discoloration, and certainly around the eyes to brighten them, it is great. But again, you don't want it to be overdone. The trend is to not wear as much concealer so it looks more natural, just for touch-ups and clean fallen eyeshadow, etc. And then on top, you can always add a setting powder or a press powder to complete the look here, the skin. Okay. So I showed you some eyeshadows earlier, the ones that harmonized with the colors of the season, but to let you know, there's definitely a retro influence in eyeshadows, and we are definitely seeing some more bright, fun colors. So, especially pink, blue, and green. And Color Me Beautiful has some amazing bright colors. Teal, zeal, and navy being some of them, but there is also a very bright purple. There's also that sunlit sage. Is it sunlit sage? I think it's sunlit sage. But some really cool colors. These are not colors that you're going to put over the whole eye typically. They are just going to be accent colors kind of right here. Okay. But they are beautiful. So when I see somebody in person for a color analysis, we go through all of this, but we always choose a base color and that's going everywhere. And then I usually don't do two different colors. I will choose one, usually a brighter one, and have that be the accent color, then adding an eyeliner, and then adding the mascara last to complete the look. But just so you know, you don't have to shy away from color this season when it comes to accent colors for your eyes. Okay. So like I mentioned, drape blush is one of those looks. And again, it's really just to lift. So you're starting at the apple of the cheek and then going towards the temple. Much better, in my opinion, than that blocked blush look. But there are several blushes to choose from. So this is showing both the cream and the powder versions. So for cools, these are some options. For warm seasons, these are some options. And cream blushes, they are very in vogue now. And this is a trend that I have started to do that I really, really like, which is using a cream blush and a powder blush. So what I do is I'll put foundation and concealer on, then I'll put the cream blush, then I'll put just the invisible oil blotting powder, and then the powder blush on top. And I think it looks really good, and it actually will make the blush stay on longer. And yeah, I think this is a really, really good way forward. So cream blush powder, then the powder blush. And anybody that does color analysis with me, I'm happy to experiment too and show you what that's like. Okay. This is also very exciting to me. Statement lips. I hate nude lips and natural lips. Statement lips are so much more fun and pretty. So when people come for a color analysis, I'm always um challenging them to get into a bold lip color. One that works well for them, but still it's like my goal to always get people, I don't want to say out of the comfort zone, but get them to wear a lip color that maybe they wouldn't normally wear. So anyways, these are some examples for each of the seasons, colors that work really well. Um, Personally, like this is a favorite combo of mine, the Glam and the Fresh Raspberry Lip Liner. It looks really good together. Um, so Oh, I wanted to also point out, Color Me Beautiful recently introduced, these are called Glaze and Glow lip glosses, but they are really cool. There's a bunch of different colors. I just got, can't remember, something fig. And fig they have as being for autumns, but I'm a winter and I think it looks good too. So these can be worn on their own, or you can use a lip liner, fill in the lips with a lip liner and put the gloss on top, but it's very fun, very pretty. Oh, and we are here already. So I'm just pointing out some of my one-to-one. Oh, I hear somebody.
Schedule.
If you have a question, let me know. But one-to-one style packages starting at $1,000. So starting with the color and style foundations, this is where we work together on your color and style analysis. You get your color film, we do makeup, we go over accessories, you get a mini wardrobe review. It is wonderful. Great for people that I'm thinking of some of my business owner friends. Great for you if you are about to do a presentation at a conference, or if you're getting author photos taken, if you're getting brand photos taken, this is a really good place to start. And then the other packages, the refined style and complete style overhaul. These ones I really designed for women in leadership roles who are traveling for work, presenting on panels, and they're very high visibility roles, and they want to make sure that their wardrobe and their entire look is reflected in what they're wearing and how they're showing up. So those are my higher level packages, but if you want more, just reach out. And then finally, this is something I'm doing just for April. I might do it in May too, but it's called my Color and Style Seasonal Workshop. So what it is we are actually draping you, whoever joins, in the colors of the season. So all of the colors that we just talked about, we will be draping you in all of those and seeing what looks good, what doesn't, what you could work with. And it'll be so much fun. This is totally new that I haven't done this before, but I'm like, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be really cool. Anyway. So you'll have guidance how to wear the colors, and you'll also be able to try on makeup trends, and you'll get clear, practical direction you can apply to your makeup, or to your wardrobe. So it is not a full color analysis, but it's something that if you haven't had a color analysis before, it's an extremely good introduction. And if you have had a color analysis before, it's really helpful information to get find out those new colors that maybe you hadn't known you could wear. And it's going to be really fun. So I have some set dates that I'm going to be doing this on. And depending on how big the group is, there's going to be a limit of 4 people for each session. So if I fill all of them, maybe I'll do some in May as well, but they're usually, I think it's Sundays, and then there's a couple weekdays too. So it'll probably be like about 2 hours. I didn't write that on there. So by the way, you could win one of these. I'm going to give away two. And I'm not going to tell you right now who's going to get it because to do this, to be entered into this giveaway to win one of these sessions, all you have to do is you have watched this, so that's one thing, and then complete a very short survey on this class. That's it. So I will be giving away two, and it doesn't matter if you are across the country too. You are still welcome to enter because I can do it online as well. But it's going to be very fun, especially for those of you who can join live. And so I'll be giving away two of them, and anybody who's watched this and completes the survey will automatically get $25 off. Okay? So even if you don't win the giveaway, you still can get the $25 off. Okay? And this is perfect too if you have friends and you want to like come together and do something fun. This is the opportunity to do that. Okay. Guess what? Oh wait, no, I don't want to stop my share, but I want to make this smaller. So this is the point where I can answer any questions. Oh, Pilar, it's going to be in Cold Spring. So this, I forgot to mention, it's in Cold Spring, it's either going to be in my downstairs, or on my porch if it's warm enough. But it's going to be up to 4 people. So if you have people who you want to bring, like that's a really good idea as well. And again, anybody is welcome to enter this contest. Oh, Melissa asked, does Pantone release a list of colors like this for each season? Yes. So in the spring, they'll release it and they call it the spring summer colors. And then in the fall, they'll release another round and they'll call it the fall winter colors. Good question. And let me know, does anybody have any other questions about anything? Because we are going to be wrapping up. You are welcome. I'm so happy you guys could join live. And I can't wait. Oh, I should mention too. So for the survey, I'll be sending that out today, probably this afternoon. So if you want to make sure you're in the contest for the giveaway, I'm giving till the end of Saturday to complete the survey. Okay. So as long as you complete the survey by the end of Saturday, let's say 8 p.m. Saturday, so you have over 24 hours, then you can be entered to win. And I will notify you I will notify you either on Facebook or email, as long as I have your email. Okay. But if nobody has any questions, it was wonderful to have you all live. And I will, for those of you watching the recording, thank you for tuning in and talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, thanks. Very good, Dana. Oh, do one question. You said
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I think I'll ask you offline.
Okay.
It's not personal, but I want to ask you offline.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
Thank
cool. But
you.
yeah, I enjoyed it. Got
Aw.
some good tips and stuff. Appreciate it.
Yay. Okay, bye guys. Thank you for joining. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye.